Hi students, today's lecture we are going to learn Fourier transform and its inverse Fourier transform. In the previous lecture we have learned Fourier integral, Fourier sine and cosine integral. This is an extension of Fourier integral, that is Fourier transform. The condition for expressing a function as a Fourier transform is same as that of in the case of Fourier integral. That is, let f of x be a real function which is absolutely integrable and piecewise continuous. Then the Fourier transform or complex Fourier transform of f of is a function f of omega defined by f of omega is equal to f of x equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e raised to minus I omega x dx. That is, a function can be expressed as a Fourier transform. The condition is that first one, it must be absolutely integrable. That is, the absolute value should be integrable and should be piecewise continuous. That is, at every interval it is continuous. Then every function can be expressed as a Fourier transform, or it is also known as complex Fourier transform, and it's denoted by f of omega. This omega represents a Fourier transform of a given function x converted to omega. So it is denoted by f of omega equal to f of x equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity f of x e raised to minus omega x dx. And this is a Fourier transform, and correspondingly there will be a inverse Fourier transform, and the formula is given by f inverse f of omega is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity plus infinity f of omega e raised to I omega x d omega. That is, function is obtained by taking inverse of the Fourier transform. That is, we have learned there are two formulas, Fourier transform and the inverse Fourier transform. So Fourier transform formula is this one, that is 1 by root 2 pi integral minus to plus infinity f of s e raised to minus I omega x dx. And inverse is given by the formula 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity plus infinity f of omega e raised to I omega x dx. This f of omega represents the Fourier transform of the given function. The difference is that in Fourier transform exponential is with minus term, and inverse transform exponential is with the plus term, that is I omega x dx. So this inverse Fourier transform is applied, that is for the given question find the Fourier transform, and by using that question, if there is a deduction question is with that question, then we have to apply the inverse transform formula. That is with a question, if with a question, if there is a deduction question, then we have to apply the inverse transform formula. So we move to the question. So these are the two important formulas in the case of Fourier transform and the inverse Fourier transform. Study well, there is only one difference, check that it is minus, here it is plus. So find the complex Fourier transform of f of x equal to e raised to minus kx if x greater than or equal to 0, k greater than 0 and 0 otherwise. That is, question is to find the complex Fourier transform, and as said earlier, the Fourier transform is also known as complex Fourier transform. So this is a formula for finding the Fourier transform or complex Fourier transform. This 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity plus infinity f of x e raised to minus I omega x dx. Here the question, the function has a value e raised to minus kx, and it is defined as two interval, that is has a value e raised to minus kx for s greater than or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. First we take the value for this one, and the limit x value greater than or equal to 0 means the limit varies from 0 to infinity. Upper value is infinity and lower value is starting from 0, and the corresponding function is e raised to minus kx. Now we can add the power, exponential term we can add the power. So it is minus kx minus I omega x. We can take the minus x outside. So it becomes minus x into k plus I omega. Now we can integrate with respect to x, that is integral of e raised to minus k plus I omega x is e raised to minus k plus I omega x divided by derivative of this term with respect to x is minus k plus I omega limit 0 to infinity. And we know that when we apply the upper limit infinity, e raised to minus infinity is 0 and e raised to 0 is 1. We can take this 1 by minus k plus 1 I omega outside the bracket. So answer is 1 by root 2 pi, this minus minus plus, e raised 0 is 1 by root 2 pi k plus I omega. Similarly, we can do the second question, that is find the Fourier transform of f of x equal to 1 for mod x less than 1 and 0 otherwise. Again the formula is f of fx equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e raised to minus I omega x dx. Here the function exists only for mod x less than 1, and we know that by definition of mod x less than 1 means x value varies from minus 1 to plus 1. So limit changes to minus 1 to plus 1. Corresponding function value is 1. So 1 into e raised to I omega x dx. Now we can integrate. Integral of e raised to minus I omega x with respect to x is e raised to minus I omega x divided by minus I omega, and applying the limit minus 1 to plus 1, we can take this term outside the bracket, then it become only e raised to minus I omega x. Now apply the upper limit 1, so it become e raised to minus I omega. When we apply the lower limit minus 1, this minus plus, so it is e raised to I omega. So we can take a minus outside and reversing the order, that is e raised to I omega minus e raised to minus I omega, that minus and this minus plus. And we know the result, that is sin x is e raised to ix minus e raised to minus x by 2i. So this one is equal to 2i into sin x. So here we say that this is similar to this one. Instead of x, here it is omega. So this can be written as 2i sin omega. Now the I term will be cancelled and we write sin omega by 2 sin omega by omega and root 2 pi, and 2 is root 2 into root 2, so 1 root 2 will be cancelled and we get root 2 by pi sin omega by omega. This is an important question. This is a previous year university question. Now move to third question. Find Fourier transform of fx equal to 1 minus x square mod x less than 1, 0 mod x greater than 1. Using inverse Fourier transform, show that integral 0 to infinity cos omega by 2 sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube d omega is equal to 3 pi by 16. So there are two parts in the question. First is find the Fourier transform, and then by using the inverse Fourier transform we have to evaluate this integral. They have shown that this integral is equal to this value. So first we write the Fourier transform formula, that is 1 by root 2 pi integral minus 2 plus infinity f of x e raised to minus I omega x dx. And the function value x is for mod x less than 1, and said earlier mod x less than 1 means modulus value varies from minus 1 to 1, and the corresponding function value is 1 minus x square. And we can expand this e raised to minus I omega x. We know that e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. So e raised to minus I omega is cos omega x minus I sin omega x. Since the limit is minus 1 to plus 1, we can apply the property of the integral, that is if the function inside function is even, it is 2 times 0 to the value, and inside function is odd, the integral value is equal to 0. For that we separate it as two terms, that is 1 minus x square into cos omega x dx minus I into 1 minus x square into sin omega x dx. As I have explained earlier in the previous semester, if it is easily we can take the this is the even function, it is an even power, so even function, and cos an even function. So if we take the even as plus sign, so it is plus into plus, again plus, that's totally even. And this is an even function square, and sin is an odd function. So we take even as plus and odd as minus, so totally it is minus, so totally the value is odd function. And if it is given function is odd, by the integral property the value is equal to 0, and this one is 2 times 0 to 1 minus x square cos omega x dx. So this 2 will be root 2 will be cancelled, and we write is root 2 by pi. Now we can integration by parts, that is first term into integral of second, integral of cos omega x is sin omega x by omega minus derivative of this term, that is minus 2x into integral of this term. Integral of sin is minus cos omega x, there is already omega, so omega into omega square. Then minus derivative of this term is minus 2. Integral of this one is, there is a minus sin omega x by omega cube. Now we can apply the upper limit 0 and upper limit 1 and lower limit 0. So when we apply upper limit 1, this 1 minus 1, this one, then minus 3, there is a minus sign, 2 cos omega by omega square, this minus plus 2 sin omega by omega cube. When we apply the lower limit 0, sin 0 0, and there is an x term, this one 0, again sin 0 0, so only upper limit exists here. And again 1 minus 1, this term becomes 0, and it is minus 2 cos omega by omega square plus 2 sin omega by omega cube. Now we can take this LCM as omega cube, so multiply on omega in the numerator. So answer is 2 sin omega minus 2 omega cos omega, there is a cos omega term, sorry, 2 omega cos omega by omega cube. So we get the answer as f of fx equal to 2 into, we can take the 2 common outside, 2 into root 2 by pi sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube. This is the corresponding Fourier transform. And second part of the question is, by using the inverse Fourier transform, show that this integral is equal to this one. So we write the inverse Fourier transform formula, and is given by 1 by root 2 pi integral minus 2 plus infinity f of x e raised to I omega x d omega. So substitute the Fourier transform obtained here, that is in this formula. So it become 2 root 2 pi sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube e raised to I omega x d omega. Again, as in the earlier part, write this e raised to I omega x cos omega x plus I sin omega x. And since the limit is from minus to plus infinity, we can apply the integral property. So separate each term, separate it as separately, multiply each term separately. So it becomes sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube cos omega x dx plus I into sin omega minus omega cos omega divided by omega cube into sin omega x dx. Again, separating to find it, to convert, to check whether it is even or odd. It is easily to separate terms, that is sin omega cos omega x by omega cube minus omega cos omega x by omega cube. Here also sin omega x by omega cube minus omega cos omega sin omega by omega cube. Now, as in the earlier I said, sin is an odd function, so we can take it as a minus sign. Cos is an even function, we can take it as a plus sign. So minus into plus, it is minus. Divided by omega cube is again odd, so it's an odd power. So minus by minus plus. So this is an even function, completely an even function. And here omega is an odd function, omega power is 1, so it is an odd function, that is minus sign. Cos an even function, so plus sign. Minus into plus minus. Again cos an even, then that is plus sign, again minus. And omega cube is also an odd function, minus. So by minus is plus. These two terms are even functions. Now this one, sin is odd, so minus sign. Sin is again odd, minus into minus minus. Divide by minus. This one, minus into minus plus. Plus by minus minus. So completely odd. So this integral value is 0. Here odd minus even plus. So minus into plus minus. Then again minus. Plus by minus minus. This is again odd term. So these two terms will be 0. And these two terms will be 2 times root to infinity. That is 2 times root to infinity sin omega cos omega x by omega cube d omega minus 2 times root to infinity omega cos omega x by omega cube d omega. Now we can take these two common outside, so it becomes 2 into 2 4 by pi 0 to infinity, and we can combine these two integrals together. So sin omega cos omega x minus omega cos omega x by omega cube d omega. Now here is the term, we can take it outside, common term cos omega x can be take it outside from the bracket, so it becomes cos omega x into sin omega by omega cos omega by omega cube d omega is equal to, we can taking this term to the left side, it become 5 by 4 f of x. Now we check the deduction formula that we needed in the question. It is sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube, and it is cos omega by 2. We need cos omega by 2. But we get the reduction as cos omega x. This term is same, only here it is cos omega by 2. And for that we take this, we can put the, for getting the deduction we put x equal to 1 by 2. So here left side also put x equal to 1 by 2. It become pi by 4 f of 1 by 2 cos omega by 2 sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube d omega. So here we have to write the function value at the point 1 by 2, and here the function is defined in such a way that f of x equal to 1 minus x square for mod x less than 1. That is 1 by 2 lies in this interval, that is minus 1 to plus 1. So f of 1 by 2 means 1 minus 1 by 2 the whole square. So substituting and simplifying, we get the left side as 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4. So this is the reduction that is made in the question. So it becomes 0 to infinity cos omega by 2 sin omega minus omega cos omega by omega cube d omega is equal to 3 pi by 16.